At first blush, on trying to plunge into this issue and find some buoys to swim between, of Jakob Boehme and Heidegger, I find that the whole issue is invaded with the contest between Nietzsche and Heidegger. Um, I remember that Heidegger said, of course, Nietzsche has broken me, or Nietzsche hat mich kaputt gemacht. Um, so, how one sees Boehme, I think, as in his mystical absorptions, uh, which I'll get into in a second, whether it's proper to think of Boehme as a mystic or whether we need to make a distinction with respect to Hermeticism. Um, the whole approach depends on where we stand. So we're not approaching the issue in a mystical manner, but rather in a manner where we have interpretation or hermeneia. So we're interpreting something to ourselves verbally, whether or not this speech is logos in some sense of Socrates or Plato, whether or not it's something else isn't clear, but it's certainly not um, a simple absorption in the grasp of Boehme or in the grasp of any of these issues, such that our faith in it would be the complete opposite of any skepticism and would simply enter into that being. But rather, we have to make interpretation, and we uh, feel very uncertain that we can really get to the teaching itself. There seems to be some barriers. Um, Taken from the point of view of historicism, one must say there's been other interpretations of Boehme, and we're talking about 400 years, and they've changed, and different people have different interpretations. And the question of how close we can get to the essence of a teaching is a live question, because we have this barrier of history between ourselves, and we have this sense that the whole that we live in, comprised by our unique existence, is there at the same time we're trying to look at any thinker. So this Nietzschean question of whether there's ever this pure um, position of contemplation of the, which is sort of denounced, I suppose, in retrospect as the, I guess, the bad Plato of the aesthetic contemplation of the beautiful unity of the picture in the mind of the world, which is then one would attempt to somehow either realize or um, to um, reify or get oneself to treat as obviously objectively true in the world, in something like the latter way of stating it makes me think of a kind of Hegelian monism. Um, so we don't know exactly how we're approaching it. But okay, so we have this mystical absorption, but is it a mystical absorption? So first of all, with the Boehme, there seem to be hermeneia, or places of interpretation. So the Boehme speaks of the signatures of God on the world, and Boehme is himself interpreting in the early Protestant manner. We're talking